Hmm. Today is March 16th, 2021. My name is Tina Dodds, and I'm here with medium Karen Bakirin and our spirit guides, Jesus and Mary Magdalene. We're doing a spiritual health check for...
We are connected.
Very good. Do we have permission from her higher self to proceed?
Yes.
Thank you. So we're going to start by scanning her outer etheric field, checking through all the frequencies from infrared to ultraviolet and beyond. Just let me know what you pick up on.
Definitely distortions. There's like frequencies, like really strong frequencies that are coming in here that are going into her field, and I feel like they kind of like zap into her and they kind of like suppress, like it makes her like as if she's closing and folding inward. So it's like instead of like that open space, it's like closed and then open, close. So there's a contraction going on. Definitely don't feel like it keeps her on her toes. So the grounding is really off. I feel also that there's that feeling of not like, she doesn't feel safe. That's for sure. It feels very like as if I have to just keep on moving. I can't just stay still here. Hold on. I'm just trying to understand what else is happening. So like I'm seeing like, as if she's kind of like running through, but always like kind of on guard, like holding her arms over and her hands over her head while she's like running. So she's keeping small and ducking and running through, let's say like that, like protecting herself.
What is she protecting from?
Like what's attacking her?
Yeah.
It does feel like dark stuff. So there are like, let's say entities, there are like shitty, frequencies coming in from whatever's happening in the world. Like she's super sensitive to these things. So depending on people's sensitivities, like, some frequencies, like we're all being bombarded by frequencies, but depending on your sensitivity, sometimes these frequencies could look like large roots, and in her case, it looks like large roots coming in. So it's like she's kind of like trying to dodge these roots. I sort of, it's like she's like playing a game of Jumanji. I don't know what's going on here. Like,
what does Jumanji mean?
The movie? You've never heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's just a crazy game. It's just a crazy game. We would have to watch it later. But yeah, it's just, she's just trying to dodge things and feeling it, like protecting herself from feeling it in her body. Cause it's like as if, like when she gets hit, it like really touches her into her soul type thing, like, so she's kind of protecting that sacredness in her, from it trying to come, get it, or but it's very exhausting. It feels very exhausting to have to protect yourself like this all the time, because like I don't feel like there's much rest going on, because she's always on her feet. She's always just like huddling and covering and running type thing.
So the nervous system must be completely overloaded.
Yeah, it's shot. Definitely shot. So you could look into that as well. What else? Trying to look into that more. What else? There's, like I said, dark energies around.
Like entities, DFEs?
DFEs, just energies itself just kind of flowing in. From the outside world, from whoever she has
Is
interactions with, like, just in the general life sense.
is there any like past life dark energies flowing in?
I don't see anything per se, like specifically from a past life, but I do feel like these have been following her. So it's not, they're here in present day, but they've come and followed her in different lifetimes and parallel and things like that. So they're there. The energies of them are there. So it's not like one that's kind of rolling out or whatever that came from so and so. But yeah, they have followed her in.
And why are they so focused on her? What is it about her that is attracting these energies?
I'm getting the name Sophia. So she has a very strong connection to like that divine feminine energy.
So they're trying to suppress her light, basically.
Yeah, suppress her light. She's also carrying like a bunch of like what looks like jewels to me. She has like a bunch of jewels that she's kind of holding. So she's also just covering that. I think, I don't know if they're like the jewels of the feminine, like just the feminine collective. That's what it feels like to me.
In her BQH session, she was presented with I think it was a brooch with some kind of pearl on it. And I think there might have been also a treasure chest or something.
There's different colors here. So I am seeing what do you call it? The brightness of these jewels just as they're shimmering, coming in here. So they're very precious, very sacred jewels. But yeah, it does feel like they belong to the women, but she's like the holder of these jewels, these sacred jewels. And
are these entities trying to take these jewels and she has to protect them, or what is?
I feel like it's a bit of everything. Like they want to steal that back, like bring down the feminine. They want to destroy, keep her off her feet, so that she's not grounded. So she's just always like in that kind of fight or flight stuff and not feeling solid in herself, not confident in herself, not feeling worthy. So it's very bare minimum that I'm feeling within her, like survival. It feels like she's kind of like skimming, not solidly. She's just skimming through and getting by, but definitely puts her whole heart and soul into what she does, So I see that her life comes up like like her life force is in her creation and how she communicates. But then it's like when it's like in life or whatever, it's like she shuts down. There's just that protection that just comes in and closes in because like there's like that lack of trust on the outside world. Yeah. Because she holds very she holds very precious things.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So the protection on the outside, we absolutely need to reinforce or recreate for her. I feel like there's nothing much there because she's just kind of like, it feels as if she's just open wide, like nothing there. She's just wide open.
Right.
So we are going to place like a protection around her, like a nice steel protection, a bubble, and like give her all the works. So whenever she reinforces this protection, she can use whatever she likes to protect herself. So whatever materials she thinks, if she wants to add the invisibility cloak, if she wants to add mirrors, she wants to add like bulletproof glass, like things like that, whatever you want, put it. I validate that she does have a lot to, her her being is like a big, you know, like she has a lot to protect. So I see that her higher self and who she truly is knowing this, and so it's just going with emotions of protecting that, but it's
inadequate protection.
Well, inadequate protection, but it's interfering with her physical life now. So she's not always comfortable in her own skin. It's just like she has to embody that confidence so that she can just hold those jewels in her hands and be like, what do you want now? You know, like, I get it, you know, like I'm having it. You have to go through me now to go get it. Instead of thinking that she's so small and inferior, you know, so I feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done here, because she can get into that place of Sophia and just hold the jewels in her hand and be like, come and get it, like try, you know. So there's a transition that she needs to go through. So we've placed that protection around her, given her that the light to come in. Protection has been placed too, like extra protection, asking her also her tribe, like, and you know, the gatekeepers to come and circle her. I feel like she needs a lot of that, because I mean the sacred feminine is really what's coming up in this reading. So she absolutely needs those like top-notch bodyguards.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so we've removed all the dark energies that are around the lurkers, those dark forces, other people's like crap, like sending that boundary of all the people that she hasn't come in contact with, just to have that in place, that she doesn't have to accept other people's shit. There's all the dark stagnant energy around too. Frequencies also, just to set that intention that she doesn't have to be harmed by these frequencies. That when she comes into her full power, that those frequencies are going to get like skinnier, you know, like they're not going to harm her. But it's just she's again in a place where it feels like it's reversed, where she feels inferior, doesn't have any confidence or any worth or anything like that. So the branches are huge, like those frequencies are really big.
So they will affect her less when she comes in more into her sovereignty and power.
Yes.
Okay, good.
There's a reversal that needs to be done, but she has to be able to come to do the work and to believe in her light, believe in who she is. You know, she seems to be like, because okay, here I'm also seeing like she has what do you call it, like bow and arrow stuff. So she's a protector herself.
She's carrying bow and arrows.
Yeah.
And how can she utilize that warrior within?
Belief and remembrance, again, like not getting stuck into what feels like a wade pool that just kind of pulls her into their storyline, her old storyline, that she's small and, you know, not worthy or not allowed to have a voice. It feels like everything within her like are so constricted and small, but she's so much more than that. She doesn't even realize that she is the protector of the divine feminine jewels. Like,
yeah, wow, that's huge.
Yeah, because this is like pretty much she's keeping the integrity and the soul, it feels, of the divine feminine.
Wow. Okay. All right, so let's move on then and check her grounding. Oh wait, no, we're on sovereignty. Is she sovereign?
No, she's got like a level 3 and 2 level 2s that are really siphoning her energy and again overshadowing her. So I just see this like, you know, like they make themselves look so big and strong and stuff, and they just kind of overpower her and keep her in like the shade, you know. So that's playing into that, keeping her small, keeping her in her storyline, keeping her as if she can't see past that, putting her in fear of others that she feels inferior to, keeping her in check, keeping her to obey, like there's no room for mistakes. It's just like really getting her hard on herself, beating herself up for that.
So they kind of feed into that perfectionism.
Yeah, and just know that you're best, like whatever that is, you already have it in you to work hard, so you don't have to try. Like that is who you are. Like it's just this is where your creative self comes into play, because you're not trying. There's no trying when it's already part of you, that creative expression of yourself. Having that bedside manner, it's just like part of you, that kindness. It's so, I mean, like when you have that, it's like you don't have to try harder. Your energy is already attached to it.
So she's enough exactly how she is.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So are these entities, were they hooked in with any cords or hooks?
Definitely level 3 tried to hook her in through the back, around like where the wings are, like in like a backpack.
At the angel wings?
Yeah, so we're just unhooking that and healing that area. Those level 2s just adding. Level 3 was really much in charge, but like adding, So they've been removed. Yes, Archangel Michael and Mary have escorted them and put them in sanctuary.
Okay.
The level 3 looked like a dark type bird. Yeah.
When you said that, I like flashed back to Egypt.
Yeah, it's a dark bird.
Okay. And just also healing and removing any residual energies.
Yeah, we are placing her in the bath, like the sacred bath at our healing temple. So it's just kind of dunking her in, kind of like baptism, but just like a cleanser to just remove all the energies. It cleanses you. It interacts with your also water molecules within your body, regenerating, removing all densities, healing at the same time, and just giving you that space for safety.
Beautiful, thank you. How is her grounding?
Grounding is very low, so it's at like in the 30s, 33%. So we're bringing that to 100. So like I said in the beginning, it's just she's always constantly running, always fight or flight, so not in the body as much. So we're bringing that to 100. I'm just checking under the feet to make sure that there's nothing in there that's also infringing on this, but it looks pretty clear. I think they pretty much got the job done on what they've been doing to her.
Okay. Thank you. So just checking the inner etheric field, making sure that's bright and clear.
Feels like opaque to me, so gonna bring that so it's nice and transparent, clearing it all out. A couple of spots that are a little more thicker than others. Just checking also for devices or anything like that. I don't see any. But as we're clearing it out, like I'm feeling a bit of pain and stuckness, like here in my chest area, but on the right side. It's not the left, not where the heart is, but just right next to it. I'm sensing like there's a what do you call it?
A spear?
Like a spear. So we have removed that. We've kind of gone inside and just clearing it out. It was trying to get like the heart, but it missed. I feel that's from past life too. So that's coming up. So we're just going to heal that for her. There's no devices. I don't sense that. She's now, her inner etheric is nice and clear, so we're just protecting that as well to match the outer etheric.
Okay. Just checking for any curses.
I do feel curses. They feel like, kind of like, when someone gives you a compliment, but they don't really
Mm-hmm.
mean it
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like a tinge of sarcasm to it.
Mm.
So there's that. So we're cutting that up, setting a boundary there. Things that she needs to learn to not have to like accept things and to feel into people, their words.
Mm-hmm.
Their words and the energy. Does it match?
Mm-hmm.
To learn that. Very important.
Okay. And any curses from past or parallel lives?
No.
Okay. Any black magic spells?
No.
Hold on one sec. Any witchcraft or hexes?
No.
Any kind of occult ritual activity?
No.
Negative chords?
No.
Any matrix chords?
Yes, there are 2 matrix cords. The back one on each hip. So we're just cutting that up, removing that and healing.
Okay, perfect. Any crucifixion implants?
5 removed.
Okay. Very good, thank you. I'm moving on to the chakras now, starting at the crown. How does her crown look?
Crown is nice and open. Just reestablishing the connection between source and what the light that comes in. Just letting the chakra spin nicely and optimizing it. That's good. Third eye, getting the big words doubt here. So to trust more in what she sees, what she feels. I feel like she kind of denies certain things to kind of protect herself and others. So to come into the truth of that, like just to accept it and let it kind of register and then know what to do with it after. So just to understand that. I feel like when she shifts herself, it's going to shift with her. She's very powerful that she can do this. So it's like when she steps into that, like she won't have to deal with the stupidity energy, like the unnecessary energy.
Like from other people?
Yeah, other people or just whatever everyday life stuff.
Okay. And her throat?
Throat needs to be open. It's very compartmentalized. So this is not like the one pipe situation. I'm seeing like lots of straws, like tiny, like little multiple things. So there are some of these straws that are like your authentic voice are being used and others that are not. So it's like you want to come to a place where you can only have one straw to speak from, like that authentic voice to come and open up and speak. So no matter who you're talking to and whatever you need to say, it's going to be coming from your truth. So you don't have to protect yourself and have different types of voices that you need, and depending on who you got to talk to, etc. Who you are is going to be who's going to be speaking to anyone, no matter who they are, whether they're whatever, like doesn't matter whoever you feel is like much more superior, we'll put that in quotes, to inferior or equal to. There's no such thing. That's all an illusion.
Okay, beautiful. So that's all cleared out. Any implants there?
I'm feeling like not implant, but like an energy, like a circular energy that's kind of like rolling out there, which was also placed from this, influenced by this dark force. So it's also to suppress that voice, to speak out, like keeping her in that small state, because it's like the moment she comes into that space where, we saw her as the dragon, she's a dragon that just is waiting to be born and come out and to immerse into life. So it's just like they want to keep you small. They don't want that dragon to come out, because once that dragon's out, it's like there's no stopping you anymore. You won't have to fear anything anymore, because you're going to be that. and you're going to believe it.
Yeah. Okay. So this energy is cleared away.
Yes, we have cleared that out. Going into the heart, really blocked off and closed. Like I'm just seeing like a lot of stones around, and kind of like a brick and like a bit of concrete, like created like this protection around the heart. So it's not necessarily like, can't say like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of different from a heart wall. The energy of it is different. I just feel like there's something else to it. I'm just trying to ask what it is exactly. But yeah, okay. So there is a jewel here in the heart. So it's not emotion heart wall stuff. This is like divine feminine protecting stuff.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah. So very green. Like, because I'm looking in, like I feel like I shouldn't be looking, but I'm looking. I'm kind of like this, creeping in like between the rocks. But there's a jewel here. So when she's ready to release and open this up, I feel this is more of a growth process. So coming into your power, where you can hold your jewels in your hands, where you can open up your heart and expose that jewel in your heart, that's up to you. So I'm not going to disrupt it. You're not trying to protect your heart for the purposes of like pain and things like that. This is something else. So like there is protection of like emotion, but I mean, like I feel like she's conscious of it. This is like something that she's working on. But this is, again, like I said, something completely different.
Wow.
Solar plexus, I feel like there's a big echo in here. And I say that like as if she's not taking up space in here. Like usually like when you take up space, like you could push your energy out and it won't feel like an echo. It's like there's things, furniture's in the room that's taking up all that space so that you don't hear the emptiness. So I feel like she needs to, again, step into her power, step into that light, push her energy out. She can take space. Like I just want her to take up more space. Like you don't have to be so small and have your tiny little computer in the corner. Like you can have it right in the center and build your life around, things around of the things that you love, and that's all yours. Like you're allowed to take up space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just needing to build a lot of self-confidence and abundance, and I am feeling like there's a bit of a crack in like the root and the sacral together, where there's just like that lack paradigm. Yeah, she just needs to refill in her basket. So we're just putting in some like good stuff in the basket, giving her some cash, giving her some fruit, giving her some like things that she wants. More color, more
vibrancy.
Boosting her self-esteem, like she's got to see that she's got so much more to offer in life, like just putting more color in her life and like letting her aura expand. Again, everything just feels so small, and it's not to be self-conscious of or beat yourself up for being so small, but this is just something where we're guiding you to work on, that you can expand yourself and not apologize for it or ask like, am I allowed to do this? Yeah, you can. The whole world has enough space for you to expand your energy, your light. We need it, a lot of the sacred feminine is not, I'm not saying dependent on you, but you play a big role in kind of like a piece of the puzzle. So you coming into that sacred feminine space and owning it is going to give other women permission to own their light. And, because you're coming in a place of scarcity, and also the energy of you is so constricted, it's like that flourishing of the flower, like your seed is planted and now it just wants to flourish and grow. So I'm seeing that like the opening of the petals, and she's just, you know, waiting to be in bloom, and that garden is just waiting for her to be nourished by your love and your just by your touch and your acknowledgement. So it's like when you grow, the garden grows.
I feel like I'm feeling into that, and it feels like that might be a lot of pressure on her to hold that. What do the guides have to say about that and her mission on Earth, and the pressure she might feel from holding the jewels of the feminine?
They're saying, don't worry, you know, you've held them for this long and you had no idea. So it's like the progress of the world is in motion. So it's like you're in this place now where you want to heal, where you want to be liberated and free from feeling that constriction, and being able to breathe and to not live in that fear. So it's like that already, that acknowledgement is big work. So it's like to pat yourself on the back. So don't worry, like don't even think about the jewels. You're protecting them very nicely. Like no one has touched the jewels. They can't get to it. So just know that. So you being the holder of the jewels, work on yourself and commit to yourself. The only gift that you can give the divine feminine is by committing to you and growing your garden.
I know
Worry about your garden. That's it.
Yeah. I know she has trouble committing to herself and feeling self-sabotaging at times. Were these darker energies playing into that as well?
Absolutely. I mean, just understanding that again, you have to become aware of these programs that were kind of like on a loop, and that they were trying to, you know, implant thoughts into you, implant your lack of self-esteem, implant your doubt. So again, that doubt is coming forward. It's just needing for you to acknowledge and to validate that feelings that you would have inside that would make you self-sabotage, like feeling like there's no way that I'm at the caliber, you know, or feeling
comparing.
Like, yeah, always comparing. Don't compare. Like we are all in the same boat, whether your perception, you're seeing like, you know, from a perception of like a place where you haven't even like begun to see how massive you are. Like, you know, like you're just seeing yourself from the wounded human perspective, which is a very limited, you know, vision. You're not that at all. So I mean, start from there where you are not that victim. You are so much more than that. Like you're just like this big, again, a dragon. Like you gotta step into the dragon and to believe that you are of that dragon energy. And like, again, like I said, don't worry about the jewels. The jewels are protected. Like you, like that aspect of yourself is having, like taking a really good job at protecting the jewels. So now it's like your job is really to commit to you, and, you know, or look at it like someone who you care for deeply. How would you care for them? What would you tell them? So it's just like, try to put yourself into that. Like, what would I tell so-and-so if they were me, you know, in the same boat? Like if they needed help and assistance, or they felt small, or they felt like they weren't enough, or they weren't good enough, what would you tell them? Right. Someone that you deeply cared for. And it's just like when you get into that practice of saying, okay, so that is what I need. This is exactly what I need. You know, to know that you're worthy of this growth. You're not here to suffer and be small. You're here to expand.
Beautifully said. Thank you.
So we've given her, like, filled up her basket with abundance and a lot of love, and we're just letting that grow throughout her, like her being. And so we're just going to let the light come down now from the top, just to make sure that the chakras are spinning nicely and we didn't miss anything. Again, no extra, like I didn't see any devices or energies that are in the way. Already feeling the shake of where the jewel is in the heart. So it's wanting to be seen. It's wanting to to free her. Just that energy itself. So everything's going down and into the legs, into the feet. So the souls are growing now from the feet, and we are anchoring that into the earth. So that is good now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And just switching the frequency now and checking for any interdimensional parasites, which are non-malevolent, non-intelligent spirit bugs.
I'm just seeing a little bit, nothing crazy. It's just like within vicinity and around, so we're just vacuuming that up.
Okay.
I am seeing though like a little, it's like a bluebird, little blue jay.
Oh wow!
Sitting on like one of those trees that blossom like red flowers.
Huh.
So it's just sitting there, and
does he have a message?
saying that your voice is a very powerful asset to you.
Mm.
And they're saying like if you've ever heard the sound or the voice of the blue jay, sounds intense. So it's like that's where you need to be to feel into that. Doesn't mean you gotta be mean, but it's just saying like you gotta fill up that one pipe of voice, and to express yourself, put people, in their place, like when they need, like you gotta have those boundaries. But yeah, your voice is really like your weapon.
Beautiful. Wow. Okay, so checking for, I think it's amazing how so many of us have these blue birds in common. Okay.
I had a little white, but a little like white yellowy patch here.
Checking for any earthbound souls with her, any human souls that haven't crossed over that may have attached to her being.
I'm feeling like it's like a very subtle, it's the same age as her, 30, but it feels like it's like a replica of her. Energetic replica.
So is this an aspect of her from a past life maybe, or is it a vibrational match? What's happening?
Oh, maybe it's the twin.
Oh, right.
Because I don't feel it's past or anything like that. It just feels like it's kind of like silhouetting her.
And just tapping into the energy of that twin and seeing if there's a message to pass on.
This twin is the one that is the protector. Like, so when you're taking care of yourself, this twin energy is what is protecting the jewels for you. And then when you come into your full power, then this twin can go. So there's a simultaneous like journey mission together that is playing out here. So it's like kind of carrying you. It's not in the space. It's not taking up space. I don't feel like, how the earthbounds take space. It's nothing like that. This is like a mission-based thing. So it's like when you come into your full dragon power, this twin will be released.
So was this something that was contracted between them?
Yeah, it was something that they had arranged and had agreed upon. So there is a separation. Like, it's not, again, take anything from her, not siphoning energy from her. It's just there as a protector self So this is what's kind of holding it together.
Huh.
And for her.
Is there anything else we need to know about that?
No, I feel like it's set in place that when she comes into her full power, that it does feel like feminine. It's going to go.
Okay, perfect. Very good.
Asking the higher self too and confirm like it's fine to keep.
Okay.
And necessary to keep it.
Very good.
Sorry.
Are there any other earthbound souls that aren't for her highest good?
I don't sense that.
Okay, perfect. And checking for any portals.
No portals.
Very good. And just checking the home where she's at now for any portals.
First thing that came to mind was a closet. Just sensing which closet. Either it's like a linen closet or something like that, or like bedroom. I'm not sure. It's not clear, but what I got was linen closet bedroom type thing. So we're just going to close and seal it. Just kind of scanning through. Some windows are also infringed upon, so we are just removing those. Bathroom feels clear. Kitchen feels clear. I feel there's one under the floor in the living room, which we're also closing and sealing. That's all I sense. So we're just going to have Mary use her light blaster. So she's just going to expose this light, and when the light touches, whatever the light touches, it will suck up whatever does not serve. So it will go through all the appliances and furniture, electrical units and pipes, and also the devices. There's televisions, everything. So we're just going to do a thorough cleanup. I'm just looking if there are any earthbounds, which I don't feel. Energy-wise, feels pretty clear. Dark forces, I feel more on the outside, so we can clear out the outside. Just kind of looking in the windows, you know? So we're putting mirrors on the windows, sealing up the home, and in that protective bubble, steel bubble. Also putting invisibility cloak there as well. Clearing out the internet connection, devices, cell phones.
Yeah, because I know she, uses the technology a lot for work.
Yeah, we're just clearing that out, just the energies there. I'm feeling the energy of resentment up, so I'm just going to clear that out.
Where's that coming from? What's the source?
I don't know. I just saw it. I felt it come out. I think it's from her, but it's just within the home space.
Okay.
So we've invited the gatekeepers to come in, opening up source light also within the home, so that's going to be on. So from here, you're just going to have to take responsibility. So to do the protection over yourself and your home, a couple times a day, usually morning and night, or any time in between that you feel called to do so.
Yeah.
So that's good now.
Very good. Thank you.
And the outside now is clear too from the dark forces.
Good. Okay, so checking for any negative past life contracts that are not for her highest good.
No, I do not sense that.
I know she's been feeling like maybe Henry VIII was influencing her somehow or possessing this woman she had a run-in with at the Airbnb last week. Do you feel into anything around that?
I just hear like horse galloping. It just feels very dark. Can't say specifically Henry VIII. I think this would be something she would have to explore in her session, but it does feel past life. But I'm also seeing like what feels like cards upon cards upon cards. So the cards that I'm seeing that are all lined up are all like different past lives that she's had. So there's so many that I can't say per se that this horse galloping is related to that, but that's what's coming up. So there's things, I don't know if this is directly correlated with that incident that we're speaking of at this time, but I feel like there's what feels like, let's say, things from, let's say, several cards, and they're playing out in this physical.
Okay, so it's like several
things.
past.
Yeah, so I can't say that it's this specific one, but it could be that what I'm seeing could be that. I don't want to confirm that nor deny it, but I'm also seeing that there are cards and cards of lives where certain things are picked out and can sometimes play in and manifest in this physical.
Is there any way we can place boundaries with those lives, or is that something that she needs to do herself in a session?
We can place one here, but this is something that I feel is more of a growth thing. So something she has to, again, it's more of the stuff I feel is a lot of the lives that she's had is a lot of that suppression. So she coming out and into her power will create that. So it's like she needs to start to empower herself so that she can push all this shit out, like that she doesn't need anymore, and place that boundary. So yeah, this is ultimately her lesson to do. But we can place like a temporary one so that she can venture out and look into that when she goes into session. I feel it's a very important thing for her to feel and to know that she created herself instead of me doing it for her.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Excuse me. Hold on, I got a call. Okay. Are there any negative self-created thought forms?
Yes, ma'am. There's a lot. She's really hard on herself. She's really can go in a spiral. I feel that anxiety build in her body too. Just going from every possibility, every single possible possibility. So yeah, we can remove these thoughts, acknowledging them that we do see these thoughts. There's a lot. You don't have to do that because you're hurting yourself. It's taking away from your present moment. It's taking away from you seeing that you don't have to worry. You can just forgive yourself or forgive the situation, forgive whatever it is, and move past it, move on. You don't have to simmer in that energy because it does more toxic damage to you. I feel a lot of it, like I'm just seeing that she just needs to be lifted. She needs a hug. She needs like some compassion and really being held there. I'm feeling like that inner child here. So I'm asking Mother Mary to come and hold her so she can call on to Mother Mary whenever she feels small, whenever she feels like she needs that love from a loving mother to take her and hold her. I feel like that energy from Mother Mary will help empower her, because when you feel that support, it's like you can do anything. You know, you feel like you're invincible because you have loving energy that's holding you, that you can fall into their arms. Like you could fall backwards and you're going to know they're going to catch you instead of, you know, looking back to see if they're going to catch you or not. There's no doubt. So that's the doubt again that's coming in. You feel like, you know, you've been burned so many times or have experienced that. You've experienced that betrayal and heartache. So yeah, you're protecting yourself, rightfully so. But you have to come into a place where you don't have to let that manipulate the way that you live your life, that there are people that are genuine, that are like-minded, exactly like you, that are heart-centered, that have also been hurt exactly like you. So you're not alone in this. You're not at all alone. So I'm feeling like the sadness come out now. Her sadness is kind of like opening and being. So we're just giving her that space, just holding space for her to feel that. But again, just letting it be. It's sadness. You don't have to think more of it than what it is. It's just sadness. And then when the sadness passes, the energy of the sadness passes, now you can grow, you can water your garden and be free from it for now. You know, like everything is a temporary thing. Not all things are just absolutely set in stone. You can always recreate and restart again. Life comes with a lot of forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself a lot, that, you know, you're working and you're doing your best. You're doing your best. That's all I see.
Yeah.
You don't have to overwork yourself to do your best, because your best is already who you are, you know?
Yeah.
So there's releasing that energy of pressure on your shoulders to know that you are appreciated and that you have so much to offer. You have tons to offer.
Yeah.
And you're an asset. You're a very strong asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need her.
Yeah, we
Hold
do.
on the jewels.
Yeah. But again, the jewels, I mean, like you have your sibling there, your twin there to hold that for you. So now it's like this contract that was held between you and this twin was for you to go through the life, and now for you to take care of yourself. And again, like seeing the raking of the garden and like placing the seeds in there, watering it, rainbow, like fun. Like I'm seeing like the fun and laughter of just like being in the hose and playing and getting dirty, and you know, remembering that life doesn't have to be so serious. It's like there's that part where it's just back to the childlike self that just wants to stand in that in that water and just laugh because of how it feels on the skin, you know, like remembering that feeling of innocence. So yeah, there's the thoughts. We're going to rewire that brain of yours. And again, just your responsibility is just to be conscious of when you are overthinking. And it's just like get yourself to a place of, I'm going to take a breather, stop it right there. What I'm doing is enough, or it's fine. Like it is what it is. Like I can't change it. I have no control over it at this moment. I can only control my composure, control how that makes me feel. And I can see myself, like go eye to eye with myself and be able to see that you're doing your best. Like shake yourself, like I'm doing my best.
Yeah. And forgive.
Forgive.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so checking for any dissociated subpersonalities, which are aspects of the self that split off from the whole when a trauma occurs. And a trauma can be absolutely anything that overwhelms the brain and nervous system.
Getting ages 2, 5, 8, 9, 15, 18, 19, 22, 25, 28, 29.
I'm just scanning these for any attachments.
I do not sense anything attached to these. They feel very clear. So we're just asking Mother Mary to come and nurture these, heal them, sending love and gathering them all together. I do feel with the work that she's going to be doing, like her healing work, we can integrate them like within, but there's going to be work. So sometimes they're going to come out, sometimes they're going to want to be seen. So this is also work that she's going to have to do. So the ones that can integrate will integrate, and the ones that are going to have to come out and be seen and heard through her healing will be on standby, but they've received the healing. Beautiful. The rest of the job is now up to her.
Okay, great. Thank you. And so just checking to see what percentage of the soul is she currently embodying in this present moment.
I was seeing 69 and 74, so I'll just say between there.
Okay.
So these parts are also held by dark forces, past life stuff. So she's sprinkled a couple, like in those little cards that I was saying, of those memories of the past lives. Some traumatic experiences in all the lives, and this one as well. People she's met, people have taken advantage of her, people who take her for granted have taken. So it's just a little bit everywhere, like little pieces everywhere. So we're just going to put the magnet on. So we're just going to retrieve all the soul pieces from all dimensions, realities, past, present, and future, taking them also from all the dark forces that have stolen them from her, people, and whatever else. So we're just calling all these pieces back. We have Mary here with her magic iron. So every time the soul piece comes back, she irons it on, heals it, and integrates it back to the whole soul. We're going up to 83, 88%. Okay. You're just seeing them coming like little stars coming back to, like flying through the universe. So they're just kind of like passing by me with a magnet. Climbing up really quickly, 97%. So that's doing really well. I'm just going to leave the magnet on, so the higher self is going to take care of the rest of it.
Okay, perfect. Very good. So just to recap a bit, we saw that she was pretty much being like bombarded by these distortions, frequencies, energies, entities, just has a really open field, and that they were causing her to really kind of fold inward onto herself and out of protection. We saw that the Sophia, divine feminine energy, was coming up, and these entities and energies were trying to suppress her light because she's holding the jewels of the sacred feminine. And that she had level 3 DFE and 2 level 2s that really affected her field. So what do the guides say is points of vulnerability or the cause of these issues?
Well, Her life experience, just in the general sense, like all her life experiences have been very suppressive, oppressive, violent, abusive, so I'm seeing like a pattern. And so like what I see in this life and what has, just from her energy alone and just how she carries herself and this, how she's so small and really has no confidence in herself. It's just a mirror to all the lives that she has carried. And now it's like she has the tools and the opportunities now to literally just say, fuck this, like I'm so much bigger than this. Like these are my human experiences, but I am much more bigger than this human experience. So just let that sink in. I am much more bigger than this human experience. So it's like you have to remember who you are. You're not limited to this human body. You are so much bigger than that. So it's like how much of that dragon energy can you hold in this 3D body? The way that you carry yourself does not have to be the all out tell all. This is not who you are. You can be so much more fierce. You can be so much bigger. You can be so much more, have a voice, spit that fire, scream like the bluebird, like.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of that is just like everybody or like all the aspects of yourself are just looking at you like, okay, let's do this. You like, let's redeem it, like redeem ourselves. Let's redeem our experiences. But these experiences were there to kind of lead you to the like this culmination of like now. Where you are, where you are ready to step into that being and hold her, your head up, your shoulders back, like just because like where they clipped you, that's not angel wings, that's dragon wings. It's like you have to look at yourself like that, like understand why they're keeping you small. It's not for nothing. It's because you're a beast. This beautiful heart-centered beast.
I love that.
Like this is like you are as if it's like you're the keeper of the sacred feminine. So it's like you have to step into her and know that, yeah, I'm her. I got the VIP pass. Like, I don't need nobody to have the VIP pass. I am the VIP pass.
Amazing. Is there any advice from the guides for how to keep herself clear and sovereign moving forward?
Yes. So just continue to protect yourself in the morning. If you feel in the day like you were in touch with yucky energy, doesn't matter who, it's just like, okay, that didn't feel right. I don't feel good. Clear yourself, if you can take like baths, salted baths, come into your body, do the also the protection at night before you go to bed, clear your home, protect your home. So it's going to become like a routine, a natural routine that's you're going to have to develop it. So adding that to your other tasks, eventually it'd just be part of you. So you won't even second guess or think like, oh, I'm going to skip it today. No, it's going to be part of your routine. So just to continue that, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of how you're feeling. So if you're not feeling good or you're not feeling in your own power, just to ask yourself, like, what exactly am I feeling? How did I get to this? Like, what came about? Is it really true? Like, is what I'm telling myself true? Like that I'm small or that I'm stupid or not, I am a fuck up, like things like that. Like assess it and be like, you know what? That's not true. I'm not any of those things. That's just me saying that to myself, like, or a voice that told me that I was this, but it's not true. It's not my voice. That's not really my voice. Because like a true voice with someone who is in deep love with themselves will never talk to themselves like that.
Right. And
So
asking
it's a
yourself, like,
process.
what would someone who loves themselves say or do, you know?
Right. It's a practice. So, I mean, it's going to sound funny in the beginning because you're not used to it. You're not used to loving yourself the way that you deserve to be loved. But again, turn it around and say, like, to the person that you really deeply love and care for, what would you want to tell them? What would your heart say to them? So, again, a practice. You can write yourself letters, maybe to your future self or to your past self, like your child self. Like, what would you want to tell your child self? You know, and that's healing because that child self is going to receive it. Because since time doesn't exist, that child self is going to receive that message from you and heal. So again, this is part of your garden. It's part the way that you're going to heal yourself is by healing all parts of yourself where you felt the most small. Write the girl that felt the most small. And let her know how you want her to be, the vision that you have of yourself when you are in that place where the place that you want to be, the place where you feel free, the place where you feel equal to all, the place where you recognize that sacred feminine inside.
Beautiful. Are there any final messages from her higher self, or are we complete today?
Well, I am hearing all the blue jays in the background just screaming, like, you know, find your voice, find your inner power. Doesn't matter how small you are, you know, like these birds are small, but they're fierce, you know,
Yeah,
like
they are. They really are.
yeah, like they don't fuck around. So like you got to be the bad bitch on the block, you know, but not have to, but like not have to, you don't have to pretend,
Thanks,
you know, you are. Namaste.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
No, we love you and we believe in you so much.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you to all of our spirit team who assisted us in assisting today. Thank you to higher self for participating, and the blue jays and the dragons and the jewels and everyone who showed up today. We appreciate you. We love you. We honor you. And we are grateful.